When we're taught about history, we're sometimes lucky enough to get a photograph, a visual guide to a lifetime before our own. As a kid, I was obsessed with ancient Greeks and Egyptians, and jumped to being able to see those moments of history with my eyes. It seems they might have thought about that as well, leaving relics of their time for us to put in glass boxes and study for hundreds of years. Well, I'm older now and I have a camera. We all do. And it seems like it's a pretty important time to use them. My home of Birmingham is a dream for street photographers, with people and buildings of all different shapes and sizes, and so many moments to capture, some weird, some wonderful. So when I learnt that this would be taken away from me for a couple of weeks, I wasn't too bothered, but little did I and the rest of the world know how bad it would really get.
This is the worst public health crisis for a generation.
One of our students has tested positive for coronavirus.
It has been confirmed that there are 2 cases now in England.
As of today, 8 people in England have tested positive for coronavirus.
I must level with you, level with the British public.
The situation will get worse before it gets better.
If you or anyone in your household has a high temperature or a new and continuous cough,
4 confirmed deaths.
Many more families are going to lose loved ones before their time.
It was truly devastating news for everyone. However, a small minority of people saw a huge chance and duty to do something: photographers. Shots of desolate streets and people wearing masks flooded our Instagram and Twitter feeds. Equally, posts of frustration at not being able to go outside and document this moment in history. One of the people in the community was Izzy Timmins, who I managed to interview.
Photography's obviously been quite the challenge during lockdown. I do a lot of shoots when I can, when lockdown restrictions are lifted, when things are eased up a little bit, and I take every opportunity to go out. You know, I love my craft. I love, being in the environment, in public, taking photos of people out and about, and I guess it's been a bit more difficult since things are quite desolate lately.
It was all well and good when us photographers could whip out our cameras on our daily walks and get all the shots we needed. But then lockdown continued, and continued again. Izzy had a lot to say on how this has affected the people who do this for a living.
Our Prime Minister prolonged the lockdowns. I think the way he handled the situation was terrible, and we could have been out of this a while ago if he truly just kept us in a lockdown and sorted it out. And for situations like people who are self-employed, it's not been the best thing. He's not really focused on these types of individuals that need to go outside to start producing money for themselves.
The well-respected landscape photographer Ansel Adams once said that there are no rules for good photographs, there are only good photographs. And what he's trying to say is that they all have meaning, whether we can understand it or not. And whatever happens, it will always show a moment on Earth. So for when schools, colleges and universities want to look back on this year, it's our duty to take the photographs for them. It was interesting hearing the feelings and opinions of other people in the field, and how really we're all in the same boat with this. No matter what the future holds for people living in 2021, at least we know in a few hundred years there'll be people holding photos of a time long before theirs.